In November 2009, in Chongqing village, Dongtuyan town, Banam, Chongqing, a strange case occurred. The victim is Chongqing Quan, a 7th grade student at Dongtuyan High School. The body was discovered in a strange state, wearing a red dress, white flowers on the chest, wearing a swimsuit inside, hands and feet tied with ropes, both hands hanging from the beams, feet not touching the ground above. There was a weight hanging from the leg, there was a scratch and dent on the ground, and next to it was a chair that had been kicked to the ground. In addition, on the victim's forehead, there was a small hole of unknown cause. And his thighs, arms, thighs, and ankles had very deep squeeze marks. The victim's 2 shoes were placed in opposite directions, parallel to the bed. After the police came to investigate, they discovered many unusual details. The door to the house when Chongqing Quan's father returned was locked from the inside. The back door was ajar, and there was no trace of break-in. The crime scene was the living room. On the bed there was a half-burnt candle, a lighter, the Holy Gladiator animation, a poster, a movie postcard, and a chain. The victim's hands were tied and pulled high to hang on the crossbar. There were 3 scratches on the crossbar due to being cut by the rope. About 70 centimeters south of the body, there was a bench that had been kicked over, with its legs facing the victim. More mysteriously, the victim's head was wrapped in a red dress. She was wearing a black swimsuit. There were candle wax marks on her body, and in front of her chest were stuffed 2 pieces of velvet fabric, pretending to be breasts. According to police observations and analysis, the victim was forced from the bottom up, possibly by one person. The wrist strap is easy to slip off. The body was tied many times so that it was in the correct position as the perpetrator wanted. Dumbbells are strapped to the legs to maintain body stability. The straps under the feet were tied very carefully, very tightly, making it difficult to escape. After forensic examination, the police found dark red rash concentrated on the arms, legs, and abdomen. The forehead is lightly bruised, the conjunctiva is bleeding, the elbows and toes are dusty. The meninges were hemorrhagic, no injuries were seen on the brain. The choroid in the lungs also showed signs of hemorrhage, but no injuries were found. No abnormal substances were found in the blood. Traces of the victim's semen were found on the bottom of the swimsuit. Thus, the victim had typical signs of death from suffocation, passing away at around 1 a.m. on November 3rd. Those who hold this opinion are the local forensic scientists who have published the autopsy results and Forensic Medicine magazine, Volume 5, Volume 5. October 26, 2010. Forensic report on the death of the boy in the red dress in Chongqing. This view holds that the scene and forensic results are completely consistent with the physical characteristics of the person who died from sexual asphyxia. The cause of Chongqing Quan's sexual choking behavior is unknown because very little personal information about the boy was provided. The cause of the boy's death could also be because, while experiencing joy, the boy did not have time to let go of the rope. While struggling, he accidentally kicked the bench, so he suffocated to death. However, the traces in the case also contain many contradictions. Many people believe that the boy's death was related to black magic and sacrifice, not simply that the boy abused himself and then accidentally died. There are many conjectures surrounding the cause of the death of the boy in the red dress. Synthesizing the clues and eliminating unreasonable conjectures, there are causes such as Acupuncture divided the soul. The red dress binds the soul. Soul collapse, capital falls. This is a typical technique of Maoshan's soul binding technique. There are also rumors that this is a type of soul capture to raise demons, similar to raising Kumanthong in Thailand. Some people believe that borrowing a soul to connect with one's destiny is a forbidden technique because to complete it, not just one person's soul is enough. It requires the souls of 13 boys and girls under 15 years old to succeed.